Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, and Sue. Sue, I am going to evaluate your 15-minute movie that you just presented. And then after, I will present you with the Oscar. First, what I thought that was really well done in your movie, Sue, was the introduction and the conclusion. And I'm going to not mention the technical difficulties that were done by that guy. We'll just go to what should have been. Starting with one simple image, I think said more than a lot of words could have said. That image, to me, really signified what the club is and all the rules. And I'm glad you used that image, because that's something I can relate to, others can relate to, and it really shows that here you have this small little thing and all the things underneath that have to make it happen. The conclusion, I think it's the first time I've seen a quote from my mom. But that's funny, and I like that. It's a great way to end it. All these other quotes out there, and that quote is actually fitting. So why not use it? And I thought that was really well done. I also like, Sue, what you were doing with the roles. You were using actual real-life examples of what's going on today to relate to what you were saying. You mentioned about Ribbon, how she was doing with the chair. Ron, about the introduction, how you sent it, and then that's how he prepared. Even Ivan, who's not here, on how, as Sergeant-at-Arms, he comes early and does all the setups. That's easy to identify with that person to what role that you're actually talking about. Some of the areas I would like to mention just to help as we move forward. I find the room setup perhaps very difficult for movement, and Sue, you stood basically here the whole time. Unfortunately, you had 3 people behind you, and sometimes you even move forward and maybe a few more. The setup's a little difficult to work with. Perhaps we would have moved things and allowed you to have a little bit more room to work, or we get people to move. Something that can help you with that way. I also thought, even though you had your notes, you used the screen a lot, or the wall in this case, to look at. You had so much credibility, being that you're the Vice President of Education. Having to turn takes a little bit away from that as a speaker. I would also have liked to hear that you mentioned that when you're actually up here and taking a role on, you're setting an example for everyone else. And that's why it's important to really be prepared, because someone that hasn't done the role may think that's how they're supposed to do it, and then roles don't become as efficient. What I thought was the strongest part was using what's in it for you. That, to me, is why am I going to take these roles on, put all this effort in? That was the strongest part, I believe. And the Oscar goes to you. Well, I had a good reason here. But congratulations on your Oscar. I really enjoyed your movie.